Let me get this situated first.
What?
Nah, I need some tags here.
Okay. Order some food or something. What? Okay.
Let me get everything situated. But as I'm getting everything situated, I need y'all to know that I hate the Phoenix Suns, man. The Phoenix Suns, I don't understand why they went out their way to trade for CP3 and trade all of those assets to get CP3. Like, CP3 is not in the position or should be in the situation where he's still trying to groom young talent. Like, CP3 deserves to be on a championship roster, and this roster is far from a championship roster. And looking at all the other Western teams, to keep it a straight buck with y'all, I don't even think they making it to the playoffs. I cannot sincerely say they are a playoff contender.
What's up, man? It's MVO Quiz. My boy Relly upset with the Suns.
Right, the Suns, they should have minded their own business, bruh. They had no it was no point of that. Like it really was no point of them doing what they just did, and they did it anyway. No point. Like, y'all real life just traded. Y'all traded for a player that had no business being a Sun.
I'm a huge fan, bro.
Absolutely no business being a Sun. I still gotta get these tags here. I don't even think my thumbnail changed because I haven't saved it yet either. So I'm gonna have to hurry up and do that too. Then I'm gonna have to share it via Facebook. So Quiz, how you feeling about it was a trade that just or no. How you feel about DeMar DeRozan picking up this player option too?
You said DeMar DeRozan?
Yeah, he just opted in of his 27.7 million player opt.
Wait, so he opted in, so that means he's staying?
Yeah, he's staying until 21. Then he'll be a free agent. Unrestricted.
Maybe he's trying to secure some money.
Yeah,
because you heard teams interested in trading for him.
For 27 million, I would. Like I said, I would too, man. I feel like DeMar DeRozan understands he's not gonna make that type of money in free agency. Like, it's just that simple. Like, $27.7 million for a DeMar DeRozan is ridiculous. Right? Like, you got some legitimate top 5 players that is fiending for that type of bag, and you have that. So
yeah. And he see teams interested in him, so he like, if you're interested, you gonna trade for me? Oh, well, secure the money I got.
Yeah. I don't blame him either. I do not blame him. or trying to get a bag. Like, I do not blame him for trying to get that type of bag, because if I was in his position, I'd be trying to do the same thing. Like, you have an opportunity, and like you said before too, you have an opportunity where you could get traded to a lot of different teams, like the Lakers, the Clippers. Boston might have some odds. Toronto might try to trade for it to get you back on that roster. The Knicks might be fiending. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have so many different locations of places where you could potentially go, and you should not be stupid about it. Like, because I'm almost certain his agent or whoever his advisors probably has told him, hey man, take this, because the likelihood of you getting this type of money again is very unlikely. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so.
Feel like he made a smart move for his career.
I think so too. I really think so too. I really think so too. But also, as I talk about CP3, I feel like it does us justice to talk about Kevin Love as well, because I know a lot of people who's going to end up watching this stream
That's a good one.
are Cleveland fans, and I know a lot of people has been asking me on previous videos which teams would be most likely for Kevin Love to be traded to. I think Boston could very well be one of those candidates. I feel like they could use a stretch four like that. Now, in terms of
You
what they
said
do with the
Boston?
contracts. Yeah, Boston.
Okay.
Boston, I think that would be a great location. In terms of what they would be trading for, I'm still going to have to look at that. I probably could do a trade machine real quick. But
And then I can move Jason Tatum back to the 3 instead of the 4, and Jaylen Brown at the 2.
Yep. And I think it's the small things Kevin Love does extremely well, potentially on that roster. Especially with him being such, like, he just does the small things, like rebound, play defense, and understanding his role. Like, he's not going to get in the way of Jaylen Brown. He's not going to get in the way of
Who
Jason
has your
Tatum,
pick at the
Kemba
fifth?
Walker. Like, he's going to let them go out there and hoop, as he should. And I feel like that would really compliment Boston. But only, oh no. I'm afraid my thumbnail did not, oh yeah, it's saved. Okay. I was afraid for a second. Let me go to Trade Finder real quick. I mean, not Trade Finder, Trade Machine. Let's see what we can do here. You said who is my pick with the 5th? Honestly, I think the Cleveland Cavaliers should draft Obi. I really think Obi is the most realistic target. I think Obi is gonna more than likely be there. Now I know this draft is definitely supposed to be shaky, and it's a lot of different outcomes that could happen. But I feel like Obi is gonna be there. I don't see any team drafting up to get Obi. I don't think Obi is going to be a top 4 pick locked. I think Obi is gonna fall down to the 5th pick, and if not, if worst case scenario, some magical stuff happens where we don't get Obi, depending on how everything shifts, I think it'd be a great to probably look to draft up. I think the Cleveland Cavaliers should definitely look at that as an option, and potentially get James Wiseman, who's my favorite. And 6YT, good looking, bro. That is much appreciated. Much appreciated. He said I'm a huge fan, bro.
Okay, tell him.
Hella appreciate it. I need Pippen here to start dogging out the dogging out Darius Garland.
Make me a moderator. I thought you said
and trade Drummond.
Oh, and he said trade Drummond. Drummond? I agree with that too. You don't agree with that, Queez? You don't think we should shop Drummond?
Nah, I feel like people. I mean, his offense is a little suspect, but I feel like people underrate Drummond. What he brings to a team.
I am trying to get a Koro.
I don't know. I don't.
Drummond is one of those players like Russ. They work really hard.
He work really hard, but is that worth the money? I would really like a Kuro too, actually.
A Kuro.
Yeah, Isaac Okoro. He's another wing player in this draft who potentially could drop lottery. I'm not sure if I'm drafting Okoro with the 5th pick though. Reason being is because he falls in the same category as Patrick Williams, where his defensive game is really eye-opening, but his offense is still question mark. And I think Cleveland could develop that, but I still got questions about Cleveland's development staff because we sometimes be a little too quick.
Y'all need some new development staff.
Yeah.
He has got some hops though.
He does got hops. He does. But would that be enough to where we don't give up on him too early though? And that's the question. Because even if you look at Darius Garland.
That's another thing wrong with Cleveland. I'll give up on every player way too fast.
Yeah, which is Cleveland has been historically known for giving up on talent. And I don't understand why when we're not in a situation to give up on talent. And the only way we don't is if they come out the draft is almost like locked. Like it's like you cannot not see the potential in that. But if they're like I said, Darius Garland or something like that, we're gonna give up on them. And I just don't feel like we should be doing that at this state. Like Cleveland is in a really great situation where we have players we can trade for 1st-round picks, and we can develop young talent. And we're in a conference that's not that strong. Like it's getting better and better. Don't get me wrong, but the 8th and 7th seed is like literally wide open. And I'm not saying the Cavs is gonna get get to that seed, but we could definitely fight for it. He said, what talent has Cleveland gave up on? Joe Harris, Danny Green, J.J. Hickson, Andrew Wiggins. Just a small, and that's just a small sample size of what Cleveland has given. And Darius Garland, we potentially on the verge of giving up on Darius Garland, in the sense of fans. I would say the organization hasn't showed flashes of it, but the fans has definitely made it clear that it's, like I said, it's different emotions. Like it's either you like Darius Garland or you just completely say Darius Garland sucks. And I feel like one season is not enough to categorize a rookie that came off of an injury. You know what I'm saying? Like who was already in a situation where he's battling a guard who's the exact same height as him, who's the same play style as him too, potentially. So it's like it's so much Darius Garland was in a situation to do. And someone said because y'all got used to winning now and not later. I agree with that. I agree with that. When you got LeBron James and you fire David Griffin, that is a terrible mix.
I would honestly love to see.
So, Chris, how you feel about the the Cleveland Cavaliers situation, though?
To become a better playmaker.
The Cavs got a lot of work to do. They need to
None
stop
of
drafting
those ever were difference
6'5"
makers.
guards. They need to stop drafting short guard. I mean, not 6'5" guards. Short guards to play the 3. I need to get an actual 3.
Now to Antonio Clark, what I say to you, all those names you said, when I said those names, you said there wasn't difference makers. When you say difference makers, yes, none of those players I've said turned out to be stars, but for what they brought to other teams was definitely valuable and something the Cleveland Cavaliers could have used to develop a star. And I think with Cleveland Cavaliers, like I said before, we don't understand. Sometimes not all players have to be a star to be effective for your team. And until Cleveland Cavaliers realize that and learn that, we're always going to be in a situation where we're in the lottery. Like, we're not going to we're not going to be saved by LeBron James forever. You get what I'm saying? And we either going to have to learn that the hard way or the easy way. And someone said, y'all need a superstar at small forward. Hey, if we can get one, hey. I know it's been rumors that we could potentially get Derrick Jones Jr. Even though I know he's not a superstar, but it's just, I don't know. I do think we need a wing. For sure.
Y'all definitely need a wing. A true wing, not no fucking 6'5" guard.
Yeah, like Kevin Porter Jr. They keep sticking him at the 3.
Yeah.
And then they gonna try to stick Dylan Windler like he's not a guard. Like, he's 6'7", yeah, but he like 190, 185. Like, that boy don't, like, come on, man. He ain't checking Bron.
Like you said, y'all need like a Patrick Williams.
They have Frank right here. Or chocolates.
That's fine.
And then I get it. I was like, what?
Yeah, please catch me in the
I feel you, but with LeBron around, he always spends all our assets and bounces.
catch me in the rec.
In the rec.
I might hit a mic career, low key, but.
Oh, okay. You want to play rec? Okay, we can play rec.
Let's see what here. He said, I feel you, but with LeBron around, he always spends all our... And I agree with that too, Antonio Clark. Oh my God, I was just talking to my cousin about that. LeBron, I'm not going to fake. LeBron deserves some of this credit too, though. Or some of the slander for why Cleveland Cavaliers always end up getting finessed too. Because we get LeBron, and understandably, we built the team around LeBron. But how we do it is we would trade everything and anything to get mediocre players or so-so players that's just short-term fits for the roster. And then when LeBron says, I don't want to play for the Cleveland Cavaliers anymore, we're screwed. Like, we don't got no picks, we don't got no players, we got terrible contracts, and we're in a situation where we have to fight and defend for ourselves because now we're licks. You get what I'm saying? And in this situation, you know, we've been, you know, going by, you know, we haven't been, in the terms of the moves we've been making, haven't been too slow, right? But, you know what I'm saying? But in the sense of what the Cleveland Cavaliers predicament was before Bron and a year after Bron left, two different atmospheres. And I agree with you, Antonio Clark.
Another thing about that too is, as a GM, you gotta feel a vibe of a player. You gotta feel the situation, the media, all that.
Facts.
You gotta be able to understand.
Facts.
That's it.
You caught off there, Quiz.
Oh, you gotta understand how a fair player, how to you just can't depend on one player, man. You see every other business.
We could be got way
getting
better
people up out of
assists
there
for Kyrie.
Before they even decide to just up and leave. Danny Ainge ain't play that.
Assessed.
Danny Ainge definitely ain't play that. He was getting players up out of there, man.
And as you say that too, because someone commented, he said that Isaiah Thomas and a Kyrie trade screwed us. So
That too.
Yeah, Danny, like you said, Danny Ainge seen a
finessed
lick.
y'all went for it.
Danny Ainge seen a straight lick. And we had just fired David Griffin. He's seen a straight lick. To your point, Queese, and to his point, exactly right, is like straight lick. And I agree also with the person who said you guys are in the same position as Miami in 2014. With all this money and no superstar, you just have to bounce back and hope you hit on some good draft picks and develop them. But the thing is, though, what makes us different is Miami was always smart with their selections. They was always considered about who they're going to trade first round picks to. Cleveland, if we had Bron, it didn't matter what pick we had. If Bron said he wanted Darren Williams for a pick, we giving up a first round pick for Darren Williams. If Bron said he wanted some no name, you know what I'm saying, some no name who can somewhat shoot threes, we getting them for a first round picks, and we gonna worry about it later. And when Bron leaves, it turns out and bite us, but it is what it is. And I agree with the point that we do have to move smarter, not harder. But Cleveland has historically known for just not doing that. We just I don't know, that philosophy is just too hard for us sometimes. Like, great team. I love my Cavs, but we just make bonehead decisions. Quiz, you joining me?
Yeah, you gotta send me an invite.
You offline or something?
No,
I don't see
I
your
was
name.
just on another game. You can't invite me from the phone?
Nah, because you're not showing up online.
I don't know.
Do you think because in the back of your mind
I'm
we
doing it.
always thought that LeBron James was
Alright,
going
bet.
to leave, so we probably had to have a backup PO?
Let's see what he said. Do you think because in the back of your mind we always thought that LeBron James was going to leave, so we probably had to have a backup plan? I think that but wasn't ready. You know what? I'm glad you said that point too, because a lot of people who I had conversation with, we would talk about Cleveland needs to have a backup plan, right?
I don't think he was ready for
Especially
LeBron to
when
depart in the
LeBron
second
left.
time.
But what Cleveland always did, they would always give up the backup plan to
depart the
make
second time.
LeBron James happy for the short term. And once that happened, we would screw. Like, for instance, right? Kyrie, like someone brought up Kyrie. We traded Kyrie because Kyrie was getting to a point where he wasn't really rocking with Bron in terms of basketball, right? We traded him for Isaiah Thomas, Jay Crowder, and a center, Zizic, right? And a pick, right? Out of all of those assets we traded him for, how many of those assets do we still have and still want? You get what I'm saying? The only one that we still technically have is the pick, and and it's we always had mixed emotions about it. You get what I'm saying? Like, cause I think that was the Garland-Sexton, right? That's when we drafted Garland-Sexton, right? And Garland-Sexton is a good scorer, but looking back at it, to trade Kyrie, we traded Kyrie for Garland-Sexton, Zizic, who we don't want, Jay Crowder, who
I love Sexton,
we
but
traded
he
for,
needs to become a better
traded
playmaker
off
so
of the
we can
roster,
run
and
him at
Isaiah
the
Thomas,
one.
who we basically instantly traded to the Lakers for nothing. You get what I'm saying? So we've always had question marks when it comes to second or a backup plan. We never had one.
And y'all drafted players like Anthony Bennett.
Yeah. We ain't even gonna talk about that Anthony Bennett. We ain't even gonna talk about that one. Let's see here. We got I love Sexton, but he needs to become a better playmaker so he can run him at one. You couldn't have said. Could you say that again? What's up, Trey Robertson? What's up?
He's saying Sexton not a good playmaker.
No,
I agree with him. That's what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying. Say it again. I agree with him 100% because our best passer is Garland, and he only averages 3.6 assists, 3.2 assists. He's our assist leader. right? And that's not good. Like when you see highlights
Cox
of
got a trade for Patrick
Kevin Love
Williams.
basically screaming for the basketball because Garland-Sexton has tunnel vision.
I'm about to join.
But it's like, Jesus Christ. And someone said Cavs got to draft Patrick Williams. I do agree. Someone said KPJ is tripping. He is tripping with the gun charges, I admit. And with Patrick Williams, I know how I feel about Patrick Williams. I want Cleveland to draft Patrick Williams. I just don't think it should be with this.
My ideal
with the
starting
6th pick.
lineup is 1. Sexton.
I don't think it should be with that. Yeah, I don't think it should be. I don't think we should pick him up that high. I think
2.
if we want
KPJ.
Patrick Williams, we should get another pick, which I think we have the asses to do it without getting finessed. But if the price is too high, leave him alone. Leave him alone. Even though I think Patrick Williams would be a great fit for the Cavs. What's up, the card collector?
What does Patrick Williams
Patrick
bring
Williams
to the
or
Cavs?
that Jalen Smith guy from the 6'11", Jalen Smith.
Said he's 6'11".
I mean 6'10", 225.
That's a difference.
Or Kings.
Oh, he's a power forward. What is I don't know. What's good about him? Is he a shooter? He a defender?
He definitely a defender. He can shoot the mid range.
We don't need that though. We don't need, because that's like Larry Nance.
I feel like
That's Larry Nance, and I feel some type of way about Larry Nance.
Larry Nance can develop them. Well, he's been supposed to develop.
Please know Danny Dude only played 1-2 minutes a game and averaged 4 points.
Jalen Smith got
Didn't even start in the EuroLeague.
Trey Robinson, trade with the Spurs or the Kings.
And he's shooting 36% from the three-point
emoji
line.
rolling on the floor laughing. Emoji rolling on the floor laughing. Emoji rolling on
what
the
he
floor
said is also
laughing.
fact. I feel like we're gonna have to take a loss to trade Kevin Love, and I agree with you. I feel like, and do not hold this for face value because I could be completely wrong. But I think the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to be in a position where we're going to end up trading Kevin Love and our pick to try to get rid of the Kevin Love contract, because we're going to be on our New York Knicks impression, and we're going to end up getting so thirsty where we'd be willing to do anything and everything to trade a Kevin Love, when I feel like he can give a lot of teams a lot of good services.
I think Drummond
and it's just unfortunate. Let's see here. Please no Denny dude only played 12 minutes a game. Antonio Claire. I think you know how I feel about Denny as well. Like
squad, bro.
That like Denny. Denny, he could be special. I just don't think he gonna be special with the Cavs, bro. Like I think Denny is one of those players where he has to have the most perfect. He has to have the best team for him, the best atmosphere, the best coaching staff, the best development system. He has to be around the most perfect system to be the player a lot of these recruiters or people telling us has to be like. And I just don't think he's going to be like that on the Cavs. Like, I know they said he could potentially play 2 through 4. He could shoot. He could play make. He could be a Luka Doncic, or he can be a Turkoglu, but I don't think he's gonna live up to those expectations on the Cavaliers, man. I just don't think that's gonna happen.
The EuroLeague doesn't play their young players.
Someone said, when is the next time you think y'all gonna win a championship?
2020, never.
Hey man, Cleveland Cavaliers, bro. We can, hey man, if we can finesse the Detroit Pistons.
I like the comment the dude said. I don't think the Garland-Sexton tandem is going to work. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Yeah. I'll say keep Garland and trade Sexton, in my opinion. I feel like Garland going to be better than Sexton. But a lot of people think Garland is bad.
I feel
Yeah.
like people think since
I
he
think-
is from the EuroLeague, he
I think
has
Garland
done
has a
the
lot
past.
more potential that people give him credit for, but as of right now, if you say who you gonna trade amongst the two players, you would have to trade Garland, because I mean, Sexton he's averaging 20 points
Yeah.
already. He's shown he's already the better scorer in 2 years. Now I know we only gave him one season, well Garland's one season, but hey, someone said 30-32.
Oh yeah, that Luka
Garland
dude.
will be
I mean,
traded.
was supposed to be like Luka from the EuroLeague. I don't think he's gonna be
At
what
some
people
point.
hyping him up.
I don't think so either.
I'm ready.
Denny,
You can enter the rec when you're ready.
Denny's he's gonna be an okay player. I just don't think he's gonna be as good as people hype him up to be, like Quee said, bruh. Like, and also make sure y'all go to MVO Quee's channel and hit that subscribe button as well too. But I just don't think Denny is going to be that type of player, bruh. Like, I just don't think he gonna be it, man. He could prove me wrong. I just don't think that's gonna be. I don't think that's gonna work in our favor. Garland will be traded at some point, and
I feel
as much
bad
as I
for
don't
Cubs
want
for
that to
picking
happen, I
Garland.
think that could very well happen. And actually, that low key could happen this
IKPJ
draft.
might go off for 1
I really don't
higher
think
this
Garland
season.
has enough people behind him to say, hey, we're going to give Garland another chance. And I feel like, especially if they draft another guard, which I hope to God they don't do that, Garland days as a Cleveland Cavalier might be numbered. I feel bad for the Cavs picking Garland too, but
Do I all think
it's mainly
LaMelo would be a
because
good
I
fit
didn't
on
want
the
Cleveland to
Cavs?
draft a guard knowing we didn't need another guard. We needed threes. At the time we needed centers.
He won't get traded this draft, but they will next season.
We needed
His
everything
value
else
has
but a
doubled
guard,
IRN.
and we drafted a guard in Darius Garland. And you said KPG might go off for 18 points per game or higher this season. I hope so, because he could definitely make a difference. I'm not even
hope the
gonna
Bulls
fake it
don't
to you.
take Toppin over us. I see the Celtics trading
Do y'all
with
think
the
LaMelo
Bulls.
Ball would be a good fit on the Cavs? Cause what you think? Oh, he left. Oh. To answer your question, if we draft LaMelo Ball, Garland's gone. Garland is completely
Yessir.
gone. He's gone. It's GG for him. Garland's gone, and he's probably gonna be packaged with a Kevin Love, probably to get some out of it. But yeah, but in terms of overall fit, I my personal opinion, I think LaMelo Ball wants to play in bigger lights. I feel like he wants to play in a bigger market like the Knicks. That's my personal opinion. I think LaMelo Ball could be a good player, but I feel like LaMelo Ball also has to be in a really good situation to be utilized, because LaMelo Ball, I feel like, has to be in a situation where he has to start right off the bat. He should not be on the bench because of how much potential and value he brings to the roster, and how much of a scorer he is. Yes, he can pass the ball, but for a lot of these
KPJ has had
rebuilding
some
teams, they need
explosive nights
a
dropping
bucket,
like
and I think
3-0
LaMelo Ball can be
seconds. If
that
you can tap into
as
the
a young
ball,
starter.
it's gonna be a
So
W.
if the Cavs were to do
They
that,
should have traded Love for Whiteside.
you know, Garland would have to be gone, and you might have to shop Garland-Sexton as well, because we would really have no defense, but a lot of offense. He said he won't get traded this draft, but next season his value isn't that high right now. Yeah, that's very true. I hope the Bulls don't draft Toppin. I hope not
Trade
either.
Love for Whiteside for what?
And I hope the Celtics doesn't trade with the Bulls, man, because the Celtics, I'm tired of the Celtics in the lottery. Like, they stay in the lottery while staying in the playoffs, and it's ridiculous. I'm sick of the number 13. Yeah. KPG had some explosive nights, dropping 30 seconds. If he can tap into that more, he's going to be a W. I agree with that too. They should have traded Love for Whiteside. The only reason I don't agree with that, the only reason is because I feel like Whiteside's value is even lower than Kevin Love's, because Whiteside, what we've seen in Portland, he doesn't do anything else. He doesn't spaces the floor. He doesn't make room for other players. Like, you can very easily shut him down especially if you
What
have
do you
a
think about
big who
Okoro
can shoot the
as a
ball.
really good
Simply, like if he
defender?
can shoot the ball, it's GG for him. Young Bull is chalk. Like, and I feel like also with Whiteside, like he has to be on a system that's already somewhat established to be utilized the right
I
way.
heard Drummond is getting traded possibly. But they
What
would
do you think
have
about
been off
Okoro?
the
I like
books.
Okoro. I like Okoro, but I just don't think I don't think we drafted him with the pick we have in the first round. I think we would have to, if we're gonna do it, we're gonna have to trade for a pick, another
Am I
pick in
the
the
only
lottery,
one who
which I
doesn't
think
like
Okoro's
Sadie
gonna go
Osman?
like 10, 11, 12. And
I
if
saw
he's still
something with the
available,
Nets.
I take a chance on him or Patrick Williams, which I think a lot of y'all know I'm very high on those two players. I feel like what they bring defensively is crazy. Now, they do need development on their offensive game, preferably their shooting, but I feel like that's a project we can take as the Cleveland Cavaliers because we have absolutely nothing to lose, and they're wing players, which we desperately need, and we desperately need defenders. Like, anybody that's watched any Cavs games, you know we desperately need defenders as wings. And I heard Drummond is getting traded possibly. I heard about that too. I hear about
Okoro
some
scares me
Boston
because he
rumors
can
more
too
so.
shoot and might be a Michael
I even hear about some
Gilchrist.
Clippers rumors, but if we're gonna trade Drummond, I think a lot of that has to do not because of his talent, but because of how much money he's trying to get next season, which I think might be ridiculous for what he brings to the Cavaliers. Because, like I said before, a lot of y'all has watched me, and y'all know how I feel about giving people unnecessary amount of money when we are not in a position to live up to those contracts. Meaning, like, I'm giving you 150 million plus when we're not playing like 150 million plus. You get what I'm saying?
What do you think about
Well, y'all need to
CP3
get
to
rid
the
of
Suns?
a couple players. Y'all overpaying.
I hate seeing
Oh, I agree.
and Denny the same
I-
to
Paying
me.
double T. What,
Oh,
80 mil?
Oh, yeah, they know how I feel about Double T. Let him walk. This offseason, let him walk.
Denny
He
might
talking
just
about he
be
want
another
120.
Osman.
He talking about
Emoji rolling on the
120.
floor laughing.
You
Emoji
can get out of
rolling on the
here.
floor laughing. Emoji
Even
rolling
80
on
mil,
the
you can
floor
get up out of here.
laughing.
And this
Cleveland
agent Rich Paul,
Sexton
y'all
is
about to get
undecided.
finessed if y'all don't let him go.
Facts.
Oh, Trey Robinson, you said how I feel about CP3 to the Suns. I hate the Suns for making that
upset.
trade because that was the dumbest thing they could have did for
CD has the
CP3's
ability to defend, he
career.
just
Because
doesn't do
I'm
it,
not
and I
saying
don't
like
see
they
him
could
being a
potentially make the
star.
playoffs, but once they get into the playoff, it's over. You get what I'm saying? Like if you look at the stuff they gave up to get a CP3. You know what I'm saying? It's legitimate, but you gave up all of the depth
You can
that
stop
you
that.
did have left to get a CP3, and now your big three is Devin Booker, CP3, DeAndre Ayton. But then I would have to ask, is that enough? No, like you really brung CP3 there to tutor Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton when it's a short-term
On
goal,
top,
right?
it sounds
CP3
good
should be
to
in the
me.
running for a championship, not in the running to teach young stars to become legitimate hoopers, right? Especially when CP3 contract is about to be up. You get what I'm saying? And it's unfortunate. I feel like
They have the
CP3 needs to be on a
1-0
finals contender team. He shouldn't be on a team that's barely gonna make the playoffs. I love CP3, but he shouldn't be in this situation. You said he has the ability to defend. I don't know about that because Seti, he can defend. It's just the defense he's gonna bring is gonna be sus. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be question mark.
Who?
You said Obi Toppin sounds good to me. Obi Toppin sounds good to me. Obi sounds good to me as well. Obi would be a legitimate player to have. Like, truth be told, like Obi.
But you
like
think Obi gonna shoot good enough?
No, he needs some
Or he
work
gonna
on.
be a taller Larry Nance?
If he doesn't develop,
I am good with top.
yeah, he's gonna
also
be a
my
Larry
dude.
Nance.
What do you think about
He's gonna be a Larry
Dennis
Nance.
Schroeder to
But
the
if he
Lakers?
develops the right way, even though I know he shot 35% on a college three and an
Reason
NBA
I
three
don't
is
see like Obi is
different.
And the
because
dude
he
I
has
told
gone
you
to
shoot better,
2-7
Jalen
when he
Smith
has
shooting
out of his
36.
rookie contract.
It's only 8% better, but yeah.
But I feel like Obi's a better slasher and a better defender, natural better defender. and I feel like Obi could play 2 through 4 a lot better. But
yeah, you might be right. He might be more mobile.
So it's like
they're done for making the trade.
He said the reason I don't like Obi 27 when he's out of his rookie contract. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that would be kind of 27. He's that old for real? He did stay a couple years in college, didn't he? 27? Oh, that is.
Oh, he's gonna be 27 out of his rookie contract.
Just got
yeah, that is low key. Oh, yo, 2K player got hurt. Ooh, I'm not playing. Ooh, they seen that on ooh.
Wait, what happened?
I wasn't playing no defense. They seen that. Oh, yo, player got corrupted, bro. My bad. Hey, man, I feel bad for you, man, because Ronald not gonna save you at all. he ain't gonna get you right at all.
I can't get it to work.
Someone said the Suns is done for. Yeah, the Suns is done for that trade. Like, don't get me wrong. OKC made the right decision. They did the absolute. Like, OKC was smart. If you see a lick, you take it. You got no choice. If somebody's gonna allow you to rob them with no mask, it is what it is. But the team that got robbed and did not defend themselves. I'm telling you, in 2 years, I'm telling you, the Suns is going to be in an even worse situation.
I mean, they got
like, you just made a short-term goal
and Mikal Bridges
to get CP3, when in reality, he's not going to be on that roster in 2 years, within 2 years.
I don't like Obi, mostly because his lack of defense and
someone
can't
said
shoot
Mikal
consistently.
Bridges.
Also his age.
Said Obi most likely because his lack of defense and can't shoot consistently. Also his age. Yeah, his age. I didn't know he was that old. That would be a question mark.
Good in the first 2
looking
years,
at it,
he would take a total L. What do you think about Dennis?
What I think about Dennis Schroeder to the Lakers? If the rumors is true, they got Dennis Schroeder to replace Rondo because they expect him to leave.
How did we get the 1-0?
And then they're gonna get Wesley Matthews to replace Danny Green. I think that would be that's a good trade. I just don't think, even though Dennis Schroeder is a good player, I just don't think he's gonna fill in the shoes of Rondo. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like what Rondo brung to that team on a vocal standpoint is just something you cannot reciprocate, and it's just, that's something they're gonna miss a lot of. Still, he could still do some damage. I just don't think it's going to be as impactful as Rondo. And I feel like the Lakers is still going to make some moves to get some more roles to really complement and adjust that roster as it need to be. Sam Presti could have took the 10th pick. He could have. I'm not pinning nothing past him. Sam Presti is not playing no games right now.
If
anybody he sees as a lick, he's running them up. I'm surprised he hasn't hit up the Knicks. Poor Knicks.
I don't know if I can take rookie Evil again.
The Knicks need to blow their whole
Would the
organization.
Suns take Love LOL?
They still got David Fizdale as a coach, don't they?
Presti should get investigated.
No, they got
for robbery.
No, they got Tom Thibodeau. No.
Okay. I mean, yeah, they just fired him. They signed Tom Thibodeau. Yeah, but they gotta get somebody Tom Thibodeau to work with. He like to play his players 24 hours.
Yeah. Oh, he said should get investigated. Presti should get investigated for robbery. Man, if you start up that petition, I'll sign it. Because Presti, matter of fact, and even if you sign a petition, he shouldn't even go to jail, man. Because he really went into their organization, robbed them with no mask. Like, no mask, no gun, no bullets. And he still robbed them. Like, still robbed them. And, hey, if the Suns would take Love, oh, yeah. Yeah, I bet all of Cleveland would drive Kevin Love to Phoenix, especially if we can run him up like Presti did. Yeah, we give him. Hey, yeah, give us DeAndre Ayton, we give you Kevin Love. give us.
Really for the
yeah. Let us run it up on you. Yeah, we'll make something happen.
Thunder finna have a whole draft with just their picks.
The Suns is eating.
No way.
Like, the Suns is definitely eating. Like, yeah, the Thunder has so many first round picks. Like, they just cruising now. And then they still got so much talent left.
If LaMelo is there at 5.
You said, is LaMelo there at number 5? The
Honestly,
only way
I don't
LaMelo
see
Ball
love to
is there at
Phoenix,
5 is if
mostly
something
they
drastic
panic to keep
happens.
Booker
And I know this
happy by
draft is
adding
supposed to be the
another
most
player.
random one because no one's a locked at no pick. But I would doubt
Landlord.
if LaMelo stays that long. You get what I'm saying? Like, something drastic happened where they caught wind of it in the last like 3 seconds of the draft for him to still be at that 5th selection. And someone said I could see love to Phoenix mostly if they panic to keep Booker happy by adding one more player. I hope so. I hope they do panic. I hope they do, because
if he is there at 5, he would be Cav.
Phoenix would be so screwed if they do that.
like,
like as a Cavs fan, I want them to do it. Don't get me wrong, I really want them to do it, but realistically, man, I can't even say they're not that slow because what they just did to get CP3. So
give us the 1-0 pick for love.
LaMelo Ball seems like a less athletic Ben Simmons. Hey Chris,
No,
how you feel about
he can
LaMelo
shoot.
Ball? How you feel about him, though?
I feel like he overhyped. But I feel like he gonna be good enough for a team to put him at point guard. He definitely gonna be able to shoot. He's not gonna be no Ben Simmons at all. I don't think he gonna be.
The Cavs
I
got
think he
the
gonna be
1-0
kind of
pick
like
too.
Lonzo in his first year, but better. Like filling the NBA out. Like he gotta
LaMelo?
get a feel for it. Yeah. I feel like he got to get a feel for it first, and then he's gonna be a good player. I feel like his first couple games gonna be not as good.
I can see that. I can see that. Give us the 10th pick for love. Hey, Antonio, if you make that trade happen, I'll buy you a vanilla ice cream.
I would hate to play for Tom Thibodeau who
I'll give you a vanilla
overplays
ice
his
cream on
players.
that.
I heard that's one of the
Jello.
reasons Jimmy Butler wanted out of Minnesota.
Sorry about that. Hey, Chris, could you
LaMelo
text
needs to gain weight. Also, probably
Drill,
might
if you
want to
have
play
that.
him behind a veteran PG for his first season.
What I need to text him? I got you.
Someone said I would hate Tom Thibodeau. I would too. Because he gonna play the horse out. Like if you a player who want to get some tick, I would love Tom Thibodeau. But at the same time,
who better fit Cade Cunningham or
that's what he
Jalen
want because
Green on the
he just yeah. LaMelo Ball needs to gain weight. Also, probably might want to play him behind a veteran point guard for a while. I agree with that.
Jalen Green.
I agree with that. As long you just have to make sure he is a starter, though, to say the least. That's crazy. I'm trying to stream and play this, and now I'm doing a terrible job. Like I'm making a terrible impression of myself playing this.
Hey, bro, low key, these players we playing with is like not good.
Jalen Green. That's the player I was trying to think of. Jalen Green, and I kept saying Jalen Hands for some weird reason. Yeah.
That's what
Who
I
better
thought.
fit, Cade Cunningham or
Kevin
Jalen
Love
Green
in
on the
future
Thunder?
first for Andrew Wiggins in the
What do you think about
pick.
that, quiz?
Cade Cunningham or Jalen Green for the Thunder?
Yeah.
Jalen Green.
He said Kevin Love and a future first round for Andrew Wiggins in the 2nd pick. That's another trade. If you can get that locked, I would buy you vanilla ice cream cone. Yes, sir. Like for real. Like for real. No. Good luck. I'm so glad you brought up the RJ Barrett too, but because if the Knicks, that's another team I think is gonna get ran up as a lick, and I hope to God Cleveland finesses them too, because they talking about trading as Mitchell Robinson and RJ Barrett for Kevin Love.
If y'all get Mitchell Robinson, y'all definitely can trade Drummond.
Yeah, man. Whatever we trade Drummond for is straight profit. Because, I mean, if you look at what we got him for, like, we got him for a second-round pick and John Henson and Brandon Knight. Like, that wasn't no... Oh, let's talk about Tristan Thompson. A lot of y'all know how I feel about Tristan Thompson, especially during this free agency. Y'all know I don't feel like he's worth the money he's asking for, and it's rumored that he wants between $80 to $120 million, right, amongst 4 years, right? Like, and I feel like if he gets to that negotiation and he starts saying, "Hey, this is what I want," I feel like the Cleveland Cavaliers should definitely let him slide, because for what he brings to our roster, he's not worth that type of money. Like, we already paid him the bag once, and we ate that and we suffer from that, right? But the Cleveland Cavaliers is not playoff bound, right? As much as I love my Cavs, we're not playoff bound. We do not have LeBron James anymore. It's no point of us signing contracts that big when we're not going to be in the playoffs and we're trying to rebuild. You get what I'm saying? And we're going to get a contract that's hard to trade.
You want y'all to tank or...
You said the tank? I want to... Well, you technically can't tank the way it would have been, but... I wouldn't even say tanking. I just want our young guys to develop. Like, give Larry Nance more. Like, if you're gonna trade all the old guys, you doing all of that to give Larry Nance more tick. Let him play. Let him feel himself. Or whoever we draft, let him feel the floor. We don't got nothing to lose. Everything to gain. And he said, can we get anything? Well, Tristan is a free agent unless he agrees upon a sign-in trade, which is unlikely. That's the only way you're getting something, but I don't think the trade value in the trade market for Tristan is as high as we would want it to be.
What if the Cubs get LeBron James Jr.? That would be so funny.
You said if Kevin Love, if the Knicks get Kevin Love, that's a ring. If the Knicks somehow finesses that, a ring out of just Kevin Love. Kevin Love is the GOAT.
What are the Cubs doing with Andre Drummond?
And I agree. King Tut, you said another fact, Brad. Tristan Thompson is acting like he's a top 5 center. And I don't understand.
James, what if the Cubs get LeBron James Jr.? That would
so, Chris,
I
want you to answer this too, because someone said tank for Bronny Jr. How you feel about that?
Bronny Jr. got years.
Right,
he's just in a sophomore high school. And I don't think LeBron gonna let that happen.
Why he owe us, bruh? He owe us another bribe, bruh.
Ain't about to let y'all put his son to work.
And I hope we got Tom Thibodeau as the coach. Yeah.
Yeah, Brian definitely not letting that happen.
King Tut, a lot of the rumors, I don't even think we really actively shopping Drummond, because a lot of the rumors with Drummond is not even saying we're going to trade him. A lot of those speculations that we're gonna end up paying Drummond a big bag, which y'all know how I feel about the money. I'm not high on that. I don't think that's something fair for us. But if that's gonna happen, just know we're stuck, because it's gonna be hard to trade a contract that big, especially since Drummond is 150, and I think he's gonna get 150, 120, 150, because he's consistently #1 in rebounding in the league. So he's gonna get paid. I just don't think in today's yeah. So
I hate how whenever we tank, we lose the lottery.
he said get
Facts, bro.
can y'all see us getting Bronny James and Mikey Williams as the Cavs backcourt?
No.
Yeah.
The Cavs not even. The Cavs
If
like
the
a
Cubs get
trailblazer.
OB, they
They
should
gonna do whatever hurts them the most.
I don't know, bro. We not that bad, because we did get Andre Drummond. for
He's gone too often.
for John Henson and Brandon Knight.
He accidentally did that trade.
He did accidentally. We just seen licks. I'm getting touched on.
He said, "Did that sound right?" I don't know if that sound right. Maybe.
Someone said if the Cavs get Obi, should they play him at the 3? Yeah.
No.
You don't think so? Or you think they should play him at the power forward?
He's gonna be more versatile.
What would you do if y'all got Bronny James?
Yeah, you can still
Cavs used trade override
like
for Drummond.
Better 3. Y'all don't got no 3. Y'all literally don't have a 3.
Hey,
Osman is trash.
Yeah. Dude said the Cavs used trade override to get the Drummond trade. we use all types of my league attributes to get Drummond to Cleveland, because I was coming from a class, man, and I hit my phone. I was like, I had to look at that twice, man. I thought it was April Fool's. I was like,
who is the Cubs coach?
Our coach is JB Bickerstaff. I like him. I think for what our team is, I think he's going to be a good coach. Still got a lot to prove.
He's a 6'10" small forward with
that comes with the territory. Our players got a lot to prove. The coach has a lot to prove. A general manager, Kobe Altman, has a lot to prove. You know what I'm saying? To show us that we're trying to make something happen here.
You know what we really should play?
Cavs about to use trade override on the Knicks.
But it's probably gonna mess with your stream.
We should. You should have. He right, because I'm getting smacked on. And I don't usually get touched on like this on.
The Cavs should
That's because
consider
these players we
Jaden
playing with,
McDaniels.
though. Look what he's. That's that. There's Garland right there.
Hey, someone said we're gonna trade override on the
Who's
Knicks.
next
Hey,
KD?
I hope so. Shit, override to trade themselves. They might be like, you know what? 3 first rounds. No biggie, no problem.
Hey, chat, how y'all feel about Charlotte?
Charlotte's a lick. But we gonna see this draft how much of a lick. If they try to trade for Russ, they're a lick.
James Harden wants to be on a contender elsewhere, and Brooklyn and Philadelphia are believed to be his top desired trade destiny. Skipping the rest. Shams bomb.
Rocket star James Harden wants to be a contender elsewhere, and Brooklyn and Philadelphia are believed to be the top desired trade destination, sources tell at Athletics and Stadium.
Green. I feel the problem with a lot of teams is that they got a full tank, but
how you feel about that? Who you think is the most realistic target for
Sam Presti traded Dennis
Harden? You think it's Philly or Brooklyn?
I see
Philly do
JB
got the
benching
players
players
to
who
trade
chose
for him.
not to play
Like, with the
defense
same
so
amount
they
of money.
can learn to keep playing defense.
Like, they could trade Ben Simmons or Harden. They both got a. I mean, Ben Simmons or Golden B, because they both got a big contract.
But what you think? Which one you think would be the best fit?
Multiple assets.
I wish Andrew
Best fits
Wiggins
for
wanted
Harden.
to come
I feel
back.
like it'd probably be Philly, him and Embiid.
I think so too. I think that'd be the best overall fit. I think the most dominant one would be Brooklyn, obviously. But
I mean, it would be dominant, but you got to think
Jaden
about
McDaniels is gonna be the steal
what type
to a
of
big
players
SF with
Kyrie and
lots of
Durant are
potential.
already.
Do you think we should?
They need a
would be
player.
nice.
If they get another player, they need somebody that's
Andrew
going to be able
Abram.
to take the back seat
How about this trade?
and not need the
Love
ball
in
as
the
much.
5th pick for Robinson
Yeah.
and a big
They're both
contract
already
and the
ball
9th
dominant.
pick, which would be in a 3-team trade between teams. Skipping the rest. Imagine if the second that y'all gave the Pistons in the Drummond trade becomes a Draymond Green.
he said, imagine if that second that y'all gave the Pistons that Drummond trade becomes a Draymond Green. I would have been salty. I would have been salty. Reason being, because Drummond is the perfect example of a system player, right? And Draymond is a good player for the Golden State Warriors, like no argument. But the moment you drop Klay Thompson and Curry from that equation, Draymond becomes a regular player. You know what I'm saying? And for Cleveland, since we obviously don't got no Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, Draymond is gonna be a boofed, overpaid power forward. That's just a regular player, bruh.
So you don't think Draymond had the same impact on any other team?
No.
I feel like Draymond needs to leave because I feel like he's disrespected.
I don't think he is. The one time he had
he's good with Curry and them. But yes, the one time he had his own team. But look who the players was on that own team.
That's okay, because if that would have been any other player, they would have showed out.
He's not a scorer though, but he has defense and playmaking. So I feel like his defense and playmaking will impact any other team. This is with the Warriors.
Great defense. I think that's overblown because his offense would have been so. Him not being able to shoot the ball as well, he would have been a lick. He would have been like in the offs, he would have been a straight lick. People would have exposed Draymond. Like all that other intangible. He basically would have been Ben Simmons. He would have been doing all the intangibles, but it would have been useless because he playing teams who understand team defense, who got a smart coach, who understand that they're in the playoffs for a reason. They gonna make you shoot that shot. They gonna make Draymond shoot that shot, and he's not that type of shooter. Which then puts pressure on whoever the better player is on that roster. Because, like, for instance, that would be Embiid. You know, for Ben Simmons, and he's gonna be checked. It's GG. And someone said the Warriors made Draymond. I agree. Like, don't get me wrong. Draymond might be disrespected, but like a lot of these people are saying, your system would have to be completely three. Like you would have to shoot a lot of threes. Oh, and it's okay. Bleacher Report just said Harden wants to leave the Rockets now. Is confirmed as well. And this is from Shams. Rocket star wants to be a contender elsewhere with the 76ers on the Nets believed to be his top trade choices. And I want to hear y'all take, like, how y'all feel about Draymond? Do y'all feel like Draymond is someone who could be a solo act? He can be a legitimate star. Could he be somebody who could show the world that he has a lot more value than what he does? Or do you think Draymond is just who he is if he doesn't have a Curry and a Klay Thompson, who is the best shooters we've ever seen in the league?
Hell no.
And also, how do y'all feel about James Harden saying, based off what Shams, he wants to leave you want to leave the Rockets? He want to either go to the Nets or the Sixers. No in between.
Draymond had that opportunity. Draymond is good, but he can't be solo, which is not bad. Has a vocal leader, but not good enough to be solo.
I agree with that too. I agree with that too. Draymond is good, but he can't be a solo, which is not bad. He's just a vocal leader, but not good enough to. Yeah, I agree with that. That's that. Yeah.
Draymond is just a Walmart Ben Wallace.
I'm playing so bad.
James wanna go to where he can score the most.
I'm playing so bad.
They lucky because
Draymond is just a Walmart. The Walmart Ben Wallace. Hey, that's a 10 out of 10, bro. That's a 10 out of 10, Brody. Straight 10 out of 10.
Yo, what is MJ doing?
They lucky because they don't have to give up much for Harden.
Pick. I heard the Cavs and the Warriors
you talking about the Sixers or the
trade,
Nets?
Including Draymond and Robinson for their second pick and our fifth pick.
Yeah, it's been rumored that MJ's trying to trade Russ. He's trying to get Russ and trade that third pick potentially, if he's not too high on the players in that draft. And I think that's a dumb decision. I feel like that's probably the dumbest decision he can do because, like I said, they're probably gonna get in the playoffs because of how weak the East is. But they're not gonna do anything. They're gonna play teams like Brooklyn, the Sixers, the Raptors. You know what I'm saying? Those type of teams, those caliber, Miami Heat, and it's gonna be GG for them. Even Milwaukee, they're gonna shut them down because they don't got nothing else. Like Hornets is not good defensively. They're not good offensively. They're just a okay roster. Like, you know, and with Russ, now you're offensively, you low key are worse because Russ is such a he's just so terrible shooting threes. It just makes him a liability on that roster.
If Ben Simmons is into the Rockets trade, then he's going to the 76ers.
You said you heard the Cavs and the Warriors were discussing the trade, including Draymond and Kevin Love for the 2nd pick and the 5th. I hope that's not true, because I believe I hope that's not true, because at least Kevin Love, he can shoot the ball. We get upset with Kevin Love because he's not aggressive enough as much as we want him to. But he's a better scorer and shooter than Draymond. I wouldn't do that trade. I really want that 2nd pick, but in the expense of getting Draymond, I'm good.
You out of that game?
Yeah, we just got touched on. Someone said, if goes to the Nets, the chemistry is about to die, which them having 3 players who need the ball. How you feel about that, Queer?
He loves Harden.
Someone said, if I want you to respond to both of these two. He said, if he goes to the Nets, the chemistry is about to die. With them having 3 players who need the ball. And then someone said, if Ben Simmons is in the Rockets trade, then he's going to the 76ers. Like, you got that locked.
Okay.
Yeah,
I agree with
the
three
for
people that need
Rockets.
the ball. I don't think it would be bad chemistry, but I feel like the offense will be very stagnant because of how Harden played.
Sisters.
And he just rocking back and forth
Leapers
until he drive or
another
shoot.
finals next year if they get a DeRozan type player.
That's offense not gonna
Sixers.
work in the league.
Irving gotta suck it up if the Nets trade.
I mean,
for
it
Harden.
worked in the Houston system, but in the system where you got 2 other players that play better with the ball, it's not gonna work.
Queese, invite me to Fall Guys.
and Ben Simmons
Morey will do anything to get
going
Harden.
to the Rockets for Harden would be
Ex-Galti.
better for the Sixers than it would be the Rockets.
Man, if Kyrie is upset that they get James Harden, which I don't think he would,
again.
Kyrie, they did exactly what you said in that press conference. You said you needed some hoopers. They got you one of the best scorers in the league. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got KD, unstoppable. James Harden, unstoppable. Yourself, Kyrie, unstoppable. So I hope Kyrie wouldn't demand a trade, which I don't think that's likely. And I hear a lot of people saying that if they get James Harden, they should trade Kyrie for Russ, and I don't think that's legitimate. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that's a right trade. I don't think that's smart at all. Somebody said LeBron's winning another finals next year if they get D-Rose type player.
Kyrie left a team where he was second to a team where he was
How
the
many
first
years
now
left
to a
D-Rose
team
on
that
his
he's the
contract?
3rd option.
We probably got 2, I think. I think 2.
That's another thing. I feel like D-Rose need to hit Detroit to finish
Russ
his
Harden and KD, that would be
career.
2011
Bro,
all over
Detroit,
again.
that's the
LOL.
only trade asset
LeBron just
currently.
got Schroeder.
As it stands, that is the only asset they have left to trade. Because
Honestly, I don't
Woods, he
think
already
there
said,
will be a
I'm
problem
basically
with
I'm gone
Kyrie,
unless you give me a
Durant.
turbo bag.
Worked for the Warriors.
And Blake Griffin.
Brew, I gotta go to class.